Hi guys, it's Tom here again from Agent Genius, and to be fair, we've got a really good tutorial today. I'm going to be showing you how to make your own AI chatbot to start off with, but then what we're going to do is turn it into what they call an agentic chatbot, which essentially is, in simple terms, is making an AI chatbot have extra capabilities with what they called these things called tools. So the AI agent can go and pull different resources. The resource that we're going to make is actually we're going to create a vector database, which again, to keep things simple, a vector database is essentially a database where we can upload documents like PDF, images, files that allow AI agents to read them, and basically they can then do more complex reasoning, complex responses. So why this is good is that you could create like a AI chatbot for your internal staff members for onboarding new employees. So yeah, let's just jump straight in, and then I'm sure, especially if you're a small business, there's definitely a use case for this. So we make custom AI agentic and AI chatbots and AI workflows and automations. But we found that this platform N8N is really good for small businesses. So if you need a hand with anything small to large, please hit us up. Yeah, I'm just going to show you how we would do this. So yeah, you need an N8N account, you'll need a Superbase account. Again, I'll put all these links in below. When you create your Superbase account, just create a table and name the table, and just whatever password you put in, please just don't forget it because you can't get it back. So yeah, make a copy of it maybe because you'll need it later on in the tutorial. Yeah, need an account, Superbase account, and then obviously we'll need an OpenAI account. I'll put the link in the description below again, but um, because I've got some client credentials on there, I'm not going to go onto my OpenAI account. Um, but essentially, it's really easy to connect. You just go create new credentials, and then the link that I'll send you to will allow you to generate an API key. So you'll just paste that in there, save, and it will connect. And that's literally all you have to do for that bit. So it's probably no need for me to go over that. So yeah, we've connected our OpenAI account to it. This little node here. So this is a N8N template that they give us. Um, but we're going to use this template and make something better. But if we go copy this chat URL link and go, hi, can you tell me the capital of UK? So if I refresh this page, it forgets the chat. So the reason why it forgets the chat is because it's got something called simple memory. So what we need to do first of all is connect up our database, and that will allow it to remember the chat. And then what we'll do is then we'll create another table within our database called affector database, which will then allow us to upload training documents. So, but what you've just seen is basically the OpenAI model responding to the question. But if we can provide a bit more context with chat history to the OpenAI model, then it will pay dividends for us later on in this tutorial. So how to remove this, we just click delete there, add new memory, and we want to go to Postgres on the right here. And we're going to go create new credentials. And so we need to get all these credentials. So we need to go to settings. Oh no, we don't. We go to the top here, we go to connect. And then we want to go to transaction pooler. And we want to copy host, paste that in there. user, copy the user, password, and then the last thing we need to get is the port. And then we just save that and it will test the connection for us. And if you get this message, then you're all good and you can just close that. That's all connected. And now, so just look at this quickly. We've still got no table here, but because that's all connected, and if I give that a save, one last step before we test it, we need to go into this node again and go down here to load previous session, load from memory. Oh, why is that disconnected? Let me just reconnect my screen. Load from memory, click on here right at the bottom, add memory, and we can again connect our Postgres. Because we've already authenticated it, we don't need to do that again. Again, go to top right here, save that, refresh this. What is the capital? England. England. The capital of England is London. We refresh that page, it remembers our chat, and then if we go into our database, it's got the chat history here. Perfect. So now we're going to go straight into the part where we want to provide this AI chatbot with training documents. So we're going to keep it really simple because we've covered most of the authentication stuff. I'm gonna copy and paste in a flow that I've made for a client before. So when you click on this node, so execute, it will download the file, upload it to Supabase, and then our connected OpenAI account will process all that and load it into the database essentially. So if you are making this from scratch, you just need to go for find the when click and execute flow. That's basically it. And then the Google Drive node and connect that up. You want to do file, download, and then when you've connected your Google account, you can choose a list. So I'm not going to go into the authentication of this because all this requires me to go into the back end and find certain API keys and stuff like that. And I've got like shed loads of like client API keys and documentations in my Google account. So it would take me forever, but they have got documents on here for you guys. So just follow those. Again, I'll put the link in the description below. Takes about 5 minutes. But I just need to re-authenticate my Google account. So I've just done that. And then we can click out of that and then click out of that. So what we need to do with you guys though is show you how to connect up your Supabase account, which is probably a little bit harder if you don't know what you do in the Supabase. So we're going to go to here, we're going to go add new credentials, and we're going to go to project settings, data API, and we want to get this URL here, copy this, paste that in there. And then we need the service role secret. So you can find that in API keys. and it is this key at the bottom here. So we just click copy API key, save, and that's connected. So we've connected our Google Drive account, we've connected our Supabase account, we've connected our OpenAI account, and you just need to make sure you've got a default data loader. It will automatically connect that when you click the Supabase vector store node. So we're going to save that top right. So before I run that, what we need to do just before that is go to our SQL editor. And I've got a pre-written piece here for you guys, but basically you guys can copy this if you want. So if we just have a look at this, so it goes create table documents. And basically what it's doing here is creating the columns ID, title, body, context, metadata. And we don't want any of these to be empty, so go not null, and then go ID serial primary key, so that's the use that as the ID, and then this bit is what stores the files in a like a embedment code. So you want embedding extensions vector 1536. So before we press run at the bottom here, what you guys need to do is go to database again quickly and go to extensions and go to vector and just make sure you see on the right here you've got vector enabled. If you don't have that enabled, what will happen? Well, it won't work. So yeah, please make sure you've got that enabled for me. And then yeah, let's run that, and that should work. Assess. So go to table, and then you see we've got a table called documents. So what you should see here now, is I execute this flow, moment of truth. Okay, so I don't think we need, so I need to delete this table. I don't think we need body either. Let me just actually leave that for the moment. We'll run that. So we've created that table again because I'm pretty sure it didn't like the fact that we had a title in it. Let me just run this again. Body, yeah, I didn't think it needed body either. So delete this. So guys, just to recap on this, it's good to see this failing and like retrying because it's kind of all part of development work. So you go create table documents. All you need now is the ID, content, metadata, embedding. So I need to delete my table and then run that again. Right, third time's a charm. Or was this the fourth time? I can't remember. There we go. So that flow's actually succeeded. And then if we go to table editor, that's obviously our chat history, but we go to documents, you can see it's uploaded the documents here. So these were just documents on how to tag a product in a Shopify store. Just one of our clients has a Shopify store. So yeah, just a bit of context. So now the last step is to add the vector database as a tool onto our AI agent. And then we can ask it to grab that training documentation for us. So we're going to go add tool, Supabase vector store. We need to connect the right account. Yes, account 4 we've got. So the account we've just created, and then we need to give it description. This is a tool to fetch training documents for new staff members when we onboard them. Give it a bit of context. Probably need to give it a bit more context than that, but honestly, for the moment, it doesn't really matter. And then we can keep all that as it is. Because we need to add our OpenAI account to it. There we go. And then that should be it. So we just go and we need to go to save. Right, let's watch this work. So just refresh the page. Can you find resource for me to tag products? Oh, let's just see what happened there. We go to the flow. What's going on here? Let's just see if I've set this up properly. You need to create a function for the database to be able to read all that. So I won't bother going through all this, but what I'll do is if you send me an email, I can forward these queries, SQL queries onto you. So we just need to run that. So that's been run. So, moment of truth. Basically, everything else is working. It's just that the database didn't have a certain function for it to work and read the documentation in our vector database. So this looks like it should be working now because the response took a slightly a bit longer. Here we go. Here's some training resource related to tagging. There we go. Mechanic tagging. It's some pricing. So there you are, guys. That's basically a simple step-by-step guide of how you can create your own AI agent in basically under half an hour. We had a few problems, but that's all part of the process. Again, if you don't feel like you have the expertise to kind of build something out like this, we do custom ones and we also do ones that we can host on the end for you. Please just give us an email and be more than happy to help. But yeah, if you do have any questions, either email us, comment section below. And yeah, peace out. Have a good day.